Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Taarabt card to review today. We're looking at a card that is 6'1" with medium-low work rates, 4-star skill moves with a 4-star weak foot. So, I mean, we're starting off hot on the card. Obviously, medium-low work rates is perfectly fine for me in the cam position, depending on what his characteristics are like in regards to off-the-ball movement. In regards to the traits that this card has, he has no relevant traits in regards to attacking. But the only thing that's only ever a problem with Taarabt's card is obviously the stamina at 75. Not necessarily an ideal situation, but with his flashback card, I enjoyed using the card for what it was, and the fact that, you know, on the tactics that we're using nowadays, he's on stay forward and stay central anyways with conservative interceptions. You know, we could make it work with the 75 stamina, right? It's not ideal, but it would be nice. It would be nice if we could improve it, but it's what you got to work with, right? He has 94 acceleration, 89 sprint speed. You don't need to improve that because of the stats that you need to improve on this card, right? In regards to his shooting, he has 90 attacking positioning with 82 shooting. You got to give him a sniper, right? You need to make this card as responsive as possible, especially since look at the boost you're going to be giving him with the agility, balance, and reactions boost, and the composure boost with the finishing boost and the 98 shot power already being there, right? 93 composure, you're boosting it even more as well, right? He actually has great passing stats as well, so obviously in the cam position, he's probably going to be best utilized in that position, right? Physical attributes as well. He does have a pretty big stock in game, so that 99 strength is going to be a relevant thing in game for this card for sure. My big disappointment with this card, honestly, is the fact that EA don't give him the 5-star skill moves. I know that they gave it to him on his flashback card, but I mean, it's not like you lose the ability to do skill moves, right? So if they have the capabilities of actually giving Taarabt the 5-star skills, give him the 5-star skills. This guy's known for being a skiller in real life. I understand that nowadays in Benfica setup and when he plays in the cam spot, he's a little bit defensive oriented more nowadays. I don't know if you guys watch Benfica. He actually, I don't know, man, Taarabt, he's a late bloomer because if he played like that in the earlier stages of his career, he would have actually been a very solid player because the way that he plays in Benfica's team right now is actually very, very solid. It took a while for this guy to get into the starting lineup, and once he got there and he started playing consistently, he's been actually really nice, in all fairness to him. I watch the Benfica games because my dad's a Benfica fan while I'm a Porto fan. I don't have any ill will towards Benfica. I actually love using their players in FIFA. Rafa was freaking amazing to use. I'm just a Portuguese league fan, you know, so I don't really care about the rivalry thing. Some people do, but I don't think football's like the banter part is fine. The actual like I hate your guts part, like I don't care about that. I just like to use these cards because they're sick, right? So with Taarabt, guys, we are going to be using him in the cam position. I don't want to tell him to be on conservative interceptions though. Like I was thinking like, yeah, you know, stamina being depleted, but like, no, you have to, because 75 is just way too low. It's just not ideal at all. We are going to be using these tactics right here, pressure on heavy touch, balance instructions, but he will be playing in the cam position. Now, with this card, guys, it's actually funny because I feel like he could potentially make a good striker as well. We may try him out there, depending on how the situation of the game goes, because the fact that he is an actual cam in the game with some sort of defensive abilities, which is always nice, right? Like if we take a look at his base card stats for defending, he has actual like nice things. Like he has 78 interceptions, 9 tackles is there, defensive awareness is there. That's actually really solid to have in the cam spot, any attacking area. So maybe in the striker position he could be good too. I just hope he doesn't really do too many emphasis touches. Regardless of the gameplay, you could still tell if the player will do it more often than not, right? Because if he doesn't, medium-low work rates with good attacking positioning, and I mean, you could potentially make a good striker, right? Maybe, right? So, yeah, we're going to be trying him in the cam spot. We may switch him to the striker position. And, yeah, we'll basically just take it from there. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this review. Let's get started with this card, and hopefully he's a beast in game. Oh, Taarabt on his weak foot. Not a great shot right there, man. On his weak foot, not a great shot. If you had a 5-star weak foot right there, the shot would be less flimsy, you know? Be less flimsy in that situation. Oh, this was a good off-the-ball movement right there too, man. He utilized empty space really, really quickly there, Taarabt. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's doing okay so far. He's doing okay. Some of the things that I expected from him are to be expected from him. You can see that I am playing balanced FIFA, but take a look at his stamina, right? Being depleted really quickly, even with conservative interceptions on stay forward. So definitely food for thought with this card, guys. Nicely done. Good off the ball movement with Taarabt again. Gonna make that pass to the bottom right there. Little cross. Ah, the cross is just behind right there. Taarabt has really good off the ball movement in the attacking positions, in all fairness. I would say that Taarabt's dribbling still feels kind of sluggish. Like, it is noticeable. It's because of his, like, body type and stuff. He almost feels like he would be, like, an okay CDM to use with a Shadow Chemistry style, even though he doesn't have, like, crazy defensive stat increases. But, I mean, the card is usable. I would put him in the bracket of usable just like I did with his flashback card, but it's definitely, like, fun to play with at the very least, right? Now, the reason why Taarabt is also losing the stamina is obviously because of the fact that my tactics are on pressure on heavy touch, so he'll definitely lose the stamina more, but it's a tactic that it makes your players move, and it makes the game fun, right? So, I mean, it's not ideal to have this type of stamina on the card. Like, I can tell you this right now, he's in the usable bracket, but his dribbling, it's still a little bit sluggy, you know? Uh-oh, one of the worst gameplays, boys. That large acceleration touch, like, obviously gameplay is going to play up effect in that as well. But without me pressing R trigger, once he received pressure on him, he kind of made that, like, really a huge emphasis touch. Sorry, doing the review for Vinicius in regards to that. But what a freaking strike by Adel Taarabt. Really good play. Great off-the-ball movement to stay in the cam position to score that opportunity. Nice little finish there. See how Taarabt starts instantly utilizing that empty space in that position for the attack? Very noticeable in those situations. Okay, so on his right foot, he takes a really, really nice strike. Great little goal there at Taarabt. See, this is where Taarabt starts to utilize empty space. His off-the-ball movement, guys, with medium-low work rates, this card is significantly better with off-the-ball movement than his flashback card was, which is really nice. Definitely noticeable for sure. See, starts to occupy the striker position now. Him and Vinicius have like a rotation policy right now for sure. Ooh, would have been nice there actually with Otavio is a really generic card, but Taarabt is definitely moving around the pitch really nicely. I feel like I would compensate well for his dribbling not being like super responsive for sure. It's the stamina part that really screws it because he actually moves all over the place in the cam position, which I actually really like. Oh, Tecatito, let's go, baby. He actually has some solid defensive work rates. I do feel like with a Shadow, he could be best utilized, I think. Weak foot again with Taarabt. His weak foot is so bad at shooting, man. So as you guys can see, Taarabt's stamina is just absolutely depleted. Now, again, it's because of the tactics that I'm using, guys, but I don't like having to use a player and strictly have to play to his abilities because of the stamina being low. It really sucks that it's low because everybody else is at a fine margin in regards to the stats that they have, right? But Taarabt's is just too low right now. Yeah, Taarabt's off the ball movement in the attack, it just like triggers really quickly. Like he's nice in regards to that, you know? Alright guys, so final verdict on the Adel Taarabt card. Now, there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about with this card because there's some things that I liked and then there's some things that I didn't like, right? Now, with the sniper chemistry style, it is the best chemistry style to give him. You shouldn't really give him anything else because you need the finishing boost, you need the agility, balance, and reactions boost on the card, as well as the composure, right? However, we're going to be mentioning some good things and some bad things. So let's start off with the bad things, right? In regards to his dribbling, regardless of the chemistry style that you give this card, his body type and 6'1" height in game, mostly his body type, affects his dribbling too much in regards to his dribbling not being super responsive. So these, 90s in regards to dribbling, it doesn't really necessarily feel like that in game because of the fact that, his body type is definitely affecting it a lot. Now, it's not affecting it to the point where it's like, oh my god, he's so slow in regards to Vinicius dribbling because of the balance. He still dribbles quite nicely and actually in a usable way, right? So it's not terrible, but it's not necessarily ideal. If you try to shoot a power strike with his 4-star weak foot, it is terrible. It's not going to be good. It actually feels like a 3-star shot. It might be more usable in regards to potentially doing like no pressure finesse shots and whatnot, but it's not necessarily ideal. Now, in regards to the bad things, those are the only 2 things that I really didn't like on the card. Oh, the third thing, this is a big thing as well, is the stamina. Now, I like to play on pressure on heavy touch, and with Adel Taarabt's card, you can't play him on pressure on heavy touch because his stamina gets depleted way too quickly. Even with the balanced attacking instructions for the 4-2-3-1, the 4-1-2-1-2, 75 stamina is just not enough. He has to be at an 87, 89, 90. Because he actually utilizes positions really well in the attack, it's going to drain his stamina even more. Really, really noticeable on the card, okay? Now, in regards to the good things, like I was mentioning earlier, attacking positioning with the card is actually really, really good. But the stamina, playing hand in hand with his attacking positioning, it wasn't ideal, right? The attacking positioning is good, but it just depletes his stamina more. So he needs the stamina boost in the card. So, off the ball movement was great. I love the way that he was moving off the ball. His pace, you don't need to improve. I think it makes the most sense with the position that he was in. I think it was really nice. His finishing on his right foot, power strikes near post, power strikes far post, it was actually kind of solid. It wasn't too bad. It was just when you got him on his 4-star weak foot that it wasn't necessarily ideal. But the medium-low work rates with the attacking positioning that he has in the cam spot actually works really nicely. I didn't get to use him in the striker position, to be honest, with his dribbling not being super responsive. I wouldn't necessarily use him there. However, I do think his off-the-ball movement in the striker position actually could be pretty decent if you want to use him in that position over the Vinicius card and you want to put somebody else in the cam position. So just food for thought with this card. So those are the goods, those are the bads. He's definitely a usable card. I would use him in my team just because of the Liga Noj links and whatnot. But he's not necessarily the greatest. The dribbling is kind of like what throws me off a little bit with the cards in regards to that emphasis that he puts on the ball because of the body type that he has, right? So it's a usable card. The price range makes sense for what he is. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this review today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. By the way, I was mentioning this in another video. I don't do rating systems for my player reviews because my player reviews are based off of whether or not the card is fun to use in game, okay? What you're going to notice that's bad, what you're going to notice that's good. I don't like to, Rafa is like a 9.0. A 9.0 to what? Because the meta in the game is very linear. Neymar, Mbappe, all these guys are the top tier meta. I don't like doing a rating system. I know that some of you guys want to see that, but it's just not something you're going to get from my channel. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this review for Taarabt. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.